You know, the more I talk about this show, the more better I feel about myself. Because I'm getting all the anger out. It's like I'm getting rid of that little bug that's flying around my head. I'm feeling free about something. Because I get it off my chest. Let's talk a little more about more Teen Titans Go. So unless anybody's keeping count, this is the third time I'm going to be talking about Teen Titans Go. The links to my previous two reviews will be in the description below. The first time I gave my overall opinion on Teen Titans Go, which I cannot express my hatred for it anymore. It is awful. And my last review of Teen Titans Go, I focused on a few episodes that I felt were giving the wrong messages to children. So like my last review, I talked about a few episodes that I felt like were giving the wrong messages to kids. Well, today I want to talk about 3 specific episodes that are very important to Teen Titans Go, specifically the fans, because 3 times this show has done this. 3 times did this show actually respond to the critics of this show. They actually made episodes responding to the hatred and criticism the original fans of the show is giving them. These 3 episodes are basically the creators giving the middle finger to all the fans that hate the show. And although these episodes are terrible, just like every other episode, I mean, the comedy is not comedy. Nothing is entertaining about these shows. It's actually pretty insulting to fans. I gotta give the creators credit, at least. Because they seem to do something that no other cartoon has actually done. They actually kind of responded to their audience. The audience are obviously not happy with this show, and they're getting the creators' attention. And so the creators made their point to get it out there and respond to these fans. And honestly, though I believe there could have been a better way of doing this, I'm actually impressed they did this. You don't see this happening with SpongeBob or the Fairly OddParents. You don't see the creators of these 2 shows, or Nickelodeon in general with all the criticism they're getting. You don't see Nickelodeon being like, oh yeah, well, you're like 17 and watching Nickelodeon, grow up. We're aiming at a younger audience, and it's all about the money, guys. That's kind of what it is. So, yeah, I give credit to the creators of Teen Titans Go only because they did such a thing like this. I'm actually very impressed they responded to the criticism. I just really wish they did it another way, and maybe a less harsh way or insulting way, because, believe me, it's not fun. Let's dive into these episodes. So the first episode that is considered a hater response episode to ever be broadcast, I think it's one of the first ones, is called Let's Get Serious. Not Serious Business, Let's Get Serious. Those 2 episodes get mixed up very, very often because of their similar names and similar concepts. Let's Get Serious is the creator's way of responding to the audience, saying that, you know, okay, you don't think our show is serious enough. You think we're too goofy. We're not following in the original show's legacy. Fine. If you want us to be serious, we'll give you seriousness, but this is how we'll do it. I've seen clips of the original Teen Titans. I'd like to say they did seriousness better. You know, the clips that I've seen, it is very believable that, okay, this is a serious issue. There really doesn't deserve any comedy in this part. We'll put comedy in another part. This episode looks like garbage. It honestly does. The way these faces look are disgusting. Yeah. I can understand why an original Teen Titans fan would be insulted by this, because they're thinking, okay, maybe they're actually going to do something serious. All the episode involves are the characters talking in deep voices, and they got pouty faces, and they got weird looks, and they're like, yeah, we're gonna be more serious. That kind of attitude. And they do fighting, but it doesn't get my attention. And it doesn't really help that the ending is like, okay, we're gonna break up as a team, and then it clips to next week on Teen Titans Go, and it goes right back to goofiness. I can understand why the fans would be insulted, and this is where everything just like starts. This is the creators' way of being like, listen, we know you like the seriousness, but we're doing this. If this is an example of what the show would be like if we went back to the old stuff. The second episode is The Return of Slade. This was a huge insult to fans and also a misleading title. The title just says misleading altogether. You could just put the title as misleading. The episode can be called misleading. They could just do that because that's written all over this episode. Now, like I said before, I've never really seen the original Teen Titans Go, so I'm not exactly sure who Slade is. But judging by all the facts that were stated in this episode and a little research, I'm guessing he was a very bad person. My guess was that he was the main antagonist of the whole Teen Titans series. So I may not know much about him, and this episode really doesn't help me learning more about him because he's not even in this episode. I don't even get to know who Slade is. As a matter of fact, Slade plays a very small part in this episode. I'm not talking about the person, I'm talking about the idea altogether. Because this show is about 10 minutes each? Each episode is 10 minutes. I'd like to say for a good minute of the episode, we focus on Slade. And then the episode goes into the after party and clowns. This episode is about a clown. It's not about Slade. It's about clowns. Yay. I can understand why the audience would be pissed at this. With a name like Slade, that's just tricking the original Teen Titans fans to come back to the show. They're probably like, oh, cool, they're bringing Slade back. All right, they haven't done good in the past, but maybe they're going to do good now. They watch the episode and they are automatically disappointed. That's just a great way to give the middle finger to all the original fans. That's just like the creators' way of being like, yeah, F you, buddy, middle finger. I'm not putting the middle finger up. This is a kid's show. This is a kid-friendly family show. I just like the fact that behind all this animation process, the creators are probably just laughing. They're probably like, oh yeah, we got these guys good up top, buddy. I honestly feel bad for the original Teen Titans fans if they fell for this. The episode wasn't even that good. I didn't see the purpose of it. Why would you call it The Return of Slade if it's not even involving Slade? Come to think of it, why do you name the episodes weirdly? The episode titles really don't have any relation to the main plot of the story. I mean, look at these titles. I've seen all of these episodes, and these titles only play one small part in each episode. They're either a phrase or something that happens. They're not the main plot. Usually a title of an episode explains what's going to be happening in this episode. If you have an episode like Dog Hand, you're going to think that somebody has a dog hand. And that goes on for the whole episode. And while, yes, Cyborg gets a dog hand, that's only for a quarter of the episode? Maybe even smaller than that. Why would you name an episode about Raven's father visiting Dog Hand when it has no relation whatsoever? And lastly, one of the recent hater episodes, The Fourth Wall. I stated in my original Teen Titans episode that I kind of enjoyed The Fourth Wall a little. And then watching it a few times and understanding why it was made completely changed my mind very little. And I say very little because this episode is bad, but part of me likes it. The reason why part of me likes it is because I've said it before, I kind of like it when shows break the fourth wall. I find that very amusing, and kind of the way they wanted to break out of the TV at the end, that was funny. I found parts of this episode very funny, seeing that they know they're in a TV show, they want to escape. I found that very amusing. However, when I found out that this episode was a response to how the people feel about the show, I knew that it was insulting. I'm not a fan of the original Teen Titans, and I found that insulting. Especially that last line where Robin states that, yeah, you could reboot us all you want, but we're not changing for anything. This is who we are, you're going to deal with it. Okay, he didn't say you're going to deal with it, but That's kind of the sense of what he was trying to say. No matter how hard the audience hates the show and criticizes it, the creators are basically going to do nothing about it. They're just going to keep on saying, F you, this is the show we want to make. I find it very insulting that the creators are actually responding in this way. I don't understand why they couldn't just ignore it. Like I said, I am very impressed they did this, reaching out to the fans and actually giving them a response, unlike every other cartoon that's hated. They're sticking up for themselves, but in this case, if you were just going to do this, I'd suggest maybe not even reach out at all. I'm gonna contradict myself. Just don't do it at all if you're not gonna do something right. This is insulting to the original fans. This is insulting to people that watch it and hate the show. It's just insulting altogether. Sure, the fourth wall does have a few humor jokes and is very funny. And sure, I was very amazed when they put that original Teen Titans clips in it and actually made their characters like the original Teen Titans. Because from what we've seen, it does not sound like the original creators give a damn about the original Teen Titans. Yet they put old clips in their episodes. How amazing. So that's what I think about these 3 hater episodes. I'm against them, really. I like the fourth wall a little, but other than that, that's really it. I find it very insulting they did this. I don't think this was a good idea. Maybe they just should have hid. You know, I respect them for coming out, but you know what? If you were going to do it like this, why even do it then? So, this is not the last time you will possibly hear me talk about Teen Titans Go. Because if something else happens in the future that gets me pissed off about this show, you're most likely going to hear me talk about it. I know a lot of reviewers that have reviewed Teen Titans Go only made one video, but this show bothers me a lot. And I'm not an original fan. It's very insulting that a show like this exists on such a great network. I'd understand if it was on Nickelodeon, because Nickelodeon is trash nowadays, but I do not understand why Teen Titans Go is a thing. I honestly don't. Now, if the creators wanted to make an actual good show, they could have done the exact same thing that Teen Titans Go is doing, just get rid of the Teen Titans part. Something that I'm having a very hard time understanding about the show is why the Teen Titans are involved at all. Teen Titans seems to be this really big superhero team that everybody thinks is awesome and cool. This show makes it look like complete trash. Why not create a group of new superheroes and put them in these situations? I think that would have been much better. I don't know where this idea came from. I don't know who thought about it. I don't care who thought about it. I don't like it. I hate Teen Titans Go. I really do. I can't express it enough. See, I feel better about myself. I got that off my chest. I'm happy now. So, that's what I think about Teen Titans Go. These 3 episodes. I hate it. Done. That's all my thoughts, but now I want to hear what you guys think. How do you feel about these 3 episodes? If you've seen them, what is your general opinion of Teen Titans Go altogether? Do you agree or disagree with anything I said in this video? Tell me in the comments, and also leave me your suggestions for whatever movie, TV show, or random thing you want me to talk about next. Thanks for watching The Wild View. I'm The Wild Viewer, and you just saw me review a thing.